Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Inferno Gaming back at it with another Inferno cast. I'm joined by my good mates Edgar and Blake. And yeah, guys, it won't be as crazy long as before. That was just our first time, getting back into it. But anyway, guys, let's get on going. So, what do y'all want to talk about today?
I'm scared, but I'm gonna let Edgar go.
Well, for me, I got a shitload to talk about. Finally I'm getting the fuck out of California.
Hell yeah.
And I'll just literally say this: California sucks. Fucking.
Oh, come on, Edgar. It's not all that.
No, the food is expensive. Oh, no. It sucks.
Just hear me out. You guys have that song that's about murder. Welcome to the Hotel California.
I mean, if you think about it, California is almost like its own island. Give it another earthquake or two.
Yeah,
I mean, like, if you get a good earthquake, yeah, that probably will happen. But I mean, like, the reason why I say that is because of, like, why California just sucks is because of two main reasons. I personally feel like, one, they have their food just up the ass, and
well, first
I'm not.
No, shut the fuck up. You're not the only place now. All the food and the cost of living has gone up for everywhere around the world. So cost of food
not too bad here.
Is expensive everywhere. The bottle of Pepsi for a small one is $1.25, $1.50 for you guys. Me, £1.50, £1.25, depending on where you go. Also, food here for a pizza, a simple takeaway pizza, is between $26.95 to $31.95.
Okay, I want to know who's upcharging because I get one for $10.
Yeah, no, so this is what I mean. Like, you can't get anywhere these days. But however, if I go to the place physically, then it's cheaper. But I have to physically go.
Well, if I went to the place, it's like $7.99. If I was to order, it'd be around $12, $15, depending on what I want.
Well, this is just how I feel. What I mean is, like, the food is expensive, and also another thing is, like, the food's even shit. I mean, I bought a California burrito. You know what was on it? Lettuce, hamburger.
Sounds like a salad.
And tiny bits of salsa and cheese.
Bro, that sounds like you legit just bought like a really bad burger.
or a freaking salad, bro. It sounds like a bad salad.
It's supposed to be a Okay. The burritos I like.
No. Depressed man's like freaking dinner.
I mean, to me, I like California burritos where you have the onions, the hamburger meat, you have salsa and sour cream, and oh god, cheese, French fries.
Bet you love the sour cream cheese.
Hell yeah, bro! It's nice and smooth when it's in his mouth.
and just like everything, and avocado. Oh, too good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for me, I'm just literally thinking, this fucking sucks. I did not sign up for a dog shit of a food if, in a lot of ways, it's just time and time again that's happened. And it's just like, I feel like a lot of times, like, when it comes to California, there's nothing to go. Everywhere I try to go...
You can't do a lot in Cali. What it seems like.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Again,
no
I'm gonna quote Ren. You can if you go out, but it's just expensive depending on which part of the state you live in of California.
And like
that's true. He's right about that one. Yeah, he's right about that one. I have to agree on that.
The two places I never want to like have no appeal, desire to ever travel to, and I love traveling, would be Cali and New York. Nah.
Okay, I
that'll be the
respect
number
you
one
for saying
place
New
I
York.
would go.
Yeah, no, fuck New York. I like all my friends who have been like, "Oh, I've been to New York. It looks lovely," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then like they show me pictures of it. I'm like,
That's not New
"Bro, it
York.
looks like it looks like the area that we grew up in when we were kids, where like people would just trash it and like, dude, the
Like,
size
don't
of
get me
those
wrong. There's
rats."
probably good parts of the area, but man, being there for a while,
No, I would. I tend to visit. I would tend to visit there, like, because I always wanted to see the city, and I always wanted.
Edgar, let me just tell you, right? At night, if you start seeing a giant rat and then some green reptiles, you know you've met the Teenage Mutant Ninja
oh
Turtles.
well, I'll tell you that they have that in this place called Huntington, West Virginia, bro. You see some of the monster rats. They look like the size of our pet cat.
I see. Dude, fun fact. Down here, and I mean down here, around my complex, there was a big, big, thick rat in upstairs, and I'm like, no way. And yep, and they caught it, and it was huge, and I'm like, motherfuckers got holy shit, where the fuck you crawled at?
He said I came from the sewer pipe from New York, honey.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, I'm actually like, I was just like kind of blown my mind. But for me, I'm actually really excited for my fucking move. I mean, like, afraid of my last, afraid of my last, afraid of my last.
I'm excited for your move, so I don't have to hear you be like, "Oh no, wait."
And then we could finally get a break from Edgar and talk behind his back. Yay.
Bro, no.
No, you actually, I'm bringing my fucking computer. I'm fucking taking my
Oh,
shit.
dang it, man. I was gonna say you sell it in a yard sale, $50.
But yet again, if I had to give my computer up, I mean, like, and have them pretty much give the deliverators to have them take it and pretty much put our shit in that cube, have where they go drive it up all the way down to a week or two, and I'll be like, all right, well, I'll see you guys later.
I'll see you guys later. Eat a dildo. Okay,
But if you want to talk to me on PlayStation, I'll be playing my video game.
I'm not talking to you on PlayStation. Fuck you. I'm
Well-
just kidding.
Well, I definitely won't be talking on PlayStation.
But besides all that shit, I've been living my life and just absolutely throwing my mighty dildos and.
Oh, you've been living your life? Yeah, were you listening to that song called "It's My Life, It's Now or Never"? I don't want to.
No,
That's such a good song. Don't you dare
that,
bash on that song, you freaking.
I don't even know what that song is.
Oh, what?
It's a fucking. I think it's a Bon Jovi song.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
my
well,
life.
there you
Oh
go,
my
yeah.
gosh, you uncultured swine.
I'm not the biggest Bon Jovi fan.
No, I like a couple of his songs. I won't say I'm like, oh my god, Bon Jovi, but I like a couple of his songs.
You like "Living on a Prayer" because that's everyone's favorite one.
No, that's overused. Ugh. It's like I hate people that claim they're Queen fans, but they only like one song, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, Radio Gaga or Bohemian Rhapsody." I'm like, bro, they have like albums upon albums of best sellings.
Dude. To me, my favorite album of all time is Jazz. Fucking love
Jazz isn't an album, that's a genre.
Oh, dude, it is an album. They call it jazz.
Hold the nipples real quick. I'm gonna be right back. You guys discuss.
You were right though. There is an album called Jazz.
I love that album. I think it's such a great fucking album.
Oh, bro, I agree with it. I mean, they have a lot of good run songs, and like that was one of the bands I can say as like the older they got and everything, all the way up to whenever they're
Okay, so Queen legit as two tits did an album called Jazz, but also it's
Yo,
called
for
Jazz.
fuck's sake, no.
Shut the nipples up. Apparently, it was originally just going to be called one song called Jazz, but then they decided to call the entire album Jazz.
But I like
okay.
like what I was saying though, I think that's what makes them stand out in like history of like rock. It's like they're like one of the like only bands that, in my opinion, that like as the older they got and as the generations changed from the 70s to the 80s and to about 90 to 91 whenever, the band member, Freddie died, they kept up with it and the music never really lost its lust. And that was one thing I think that made them stand out the most.
Well, I mean, like when you're a band that literally made all those '80s bands do the fucking shit they did before. I mean, like you're technically the parent of that entire group, but when you also um, have
Way
that
way
time
ahead of
period,
its time too. Way ahead of its time.
yeah, yeah, and also like when you think of like all those time periods of those '80s bands, I mean, a lot of their shit came from fucking Queen. I mean, especially Motley Crue, which finally, thank God, they're making another record. It's overdue.
Do
Two
you know,
decades.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss off Edgar, and no offense, Edgar, but I was actually listening to Motley the other day, and I was like, you know what? Maybe only 2 to 3 of their songs are actually really good. The rest of them are just kind of okay
Kind of
or just
mid.
alright.
Best way to
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on the person. I mean, like it depends on like what type of genre you really like.
No, like you know me, like I'm
You
into
like screamos, some headbangers,
oh hell no, I hate screamo. That shit's nah.
But I'll just say that no. I understand where he's coming from. I mean, like Motley. I'll be real on this one. Motley is a band that is you got a loud mouth, and I mean loud girl voice in a lot of ways that people liked back in the day. And then, I mean, now I'm more just heartbroken on his voice because he fucking never took care of his voice.
Well, yeah, that's what
Uh,
happens when you don't do vocal cord training. You meant to
And you gotta
train
be
that shit
careful with it.
early.
Instead of using all your throat, use your
That
diaphragm with it.
yeah, I can't remember
no,
who
there's
did
the
this,
thing of saying
but
no,
there
no.
was someone who actually didn't do vocal practice like they were supposed to the point where like I know it was like a metal band, but I can't remember which one it was. But like yeah, he actually ended up blowing his vocal cords out like live on stage
That
because he
would
didn't like
suck, bro.
yeah like bro like they had to get the ambulance and oh my god like yeah it was nuts. Like you just like
But
didn't look after it.
anyway, but before I go down to my rant, because I really
Edgar,
need
this
to.
is a podcast, not for you to do your daily rants.
Too bad.
Oh well. Too bad, Edgar. Guess what?
On to the next subject.
Dark Siders is trash. Kingdom Hearts is better. Get on the train.
Anyway, before this gets
no, screw you, bitch.
I want to ask you all something because, as I mentioned it before we went live, and I've always wanted to talk about it from your guys' perspective. What is some shows, in your all's opinion, that just kind of suffered? That's not as good as it used to be, and it's kind of had its, downfall over the years. And I can name one.
I got
You
it.
know,
I got a few.
as you spoke like the last time, like you gave out like your whole like first topic. Let Brandon go first because it's like depending what you mean by like shows. Because like if I'm 100% honest, after a lot of shows like died out, like I kind of stopped watching and like
It's
yeah,
like
because like some of the shift was like ugh.
it's like one of the shows I like for a long time, and it kind of changed. I think it tries too hard to fit in to the daily things. Is Family Guy. I think Family Guy is a good example.
Yeah, but that's because like didn't Seth MacFarlane leave and then like he went and worked on
That
I think
Star
he went
Trek
and
show.
worked on The Simpsons actually.
Oh,
No,
God.
he worked on a Star Trek knockoff show.
It's
And
it's like with it, I don't know. The art just looks, the animation to it just looks a little kind of weird, for me.
that
And
sometimes happens with shows.
yeah,
That's
it
okay.
I know what
does.
you mean. Like the art looks exactly the same, but it's like they're trying to like
Certain things,
crystallize it
yeah.
so it looks
And
a bit more HD.
it's like I like Family Guy up to about 2007 to 2008, whatever seasons those are. Like
I think that's like about seasons 8 and 9.
okay,
Like
so
I remember season 9 because that was the episode where they did that murder mystery dinner where like they're in James Wood's house, and it's like Diane's actually like the person who's been like murdering people.
Yeah. And like like up till then it was good, but it's just like slowly for me it's like the comedy to it, the atmosphere to the show just kind of like it's missing. It doesn't have what it used to
Do you
be.
want to know what's really tells you that it's bad?
Go for it.
So season 13 on the box of it, right? Because I was in a HMV, which is like a movie DVD and like CD, like selling like record vinyl shop and all of that.
Yeah.
I was in like the animation department for like adults and shit. And season 13 on the case of the box that says our funniest season in years. And I'm like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I'm when they're naming it that. Nah.
Yeah, it's like if you have to advertise that like on the box, and like I also think like if you've got Disney Plus and you go on to Family Guy and then go to season 13, it says the exact same thing in the description.
And another show like that too was like Futurama. I like Futurama. It's one of my favorite shows, adult animation shows. And the thing about it was up till about '04 before they got canceled and then they got brought back. The like sensory to it and everything when it came back just kind of ruined the show to what it was. The jokes they could make before they got canceled and the whole storyline to it, it was just weird. And none of the I don't know, some of the like episodes just didn't make sense.
Well,
Yeah.
here's my whole thing. Pokemon, if there ever was one. Um, I believe. Granted, the show's kind of changing a bit for like
It's
a decade or
it's supposedly the new Pokemon show is actually hitting it off and it's kind of adapting to more of like kind of like an adult vibe to it.
yeah, which I'm actually grateful.
A lot of
Pulling
people have
that
been
trigger. But
yeah, a lot of people are agreeing that like it's nice. It's a nice change to the limitations from the Ash era.
yeah, because I'm like, you had Ash. I hate the newer look of Ash.
Ugh,
I always
bad.
I always I mean like I always
Was
love
it
the classic.
bad? Because I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Like the last time I saw anything from Pokemon, right, and this is how old like it is, was when my brother rented from Blockbuster the Mewtwo movie. That's
Oh
the
my
last
Oh fuck
you
god,
Pokemon thing
that
that
shit is
I
dope.
saw. Like in like the show and movie versions. Like that's the last thing I saw. Last episode of the show that I can remember was that Pikachu got kidnapped before they had to go to a gym. And that was about as much as I can remember, bro.
I sent you it on Snapchat. You could see for yourself.
Okay, let me have a look. But go on, you guys were talking.
But yeah, I mean like um I really think that what Pokemon, the storylines weren't that very interesting after they broke the original team up, and he's just the more disinterest, the worse it got. Um, I would also say the same thing to Yu-Gi-Oh.
God, Yu-Gi-Oh, bro.
Where
I haven't watched
You know,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't want to hate on Pokemon too much because I know people are like, "Oh, you're
Like
just
like
trying to be edgy
you
and
could
cool
like
because
it.
you play
Yeah.
Pokemon." But like the thing is, I will say this, right? I do love like the games more than anything. Like if I'm honest, but
yeah,
the
yeah.
last couple of games I have not been able to enjoy. Like, don't get me wrong, right? So, like, the last games I played that were like slightly newer, because like I grew up with like yellow, red, and blue, and then I even found a version of green that was cracked to where you could actually have it work in Europe. So like
Uh,
I played that, and then obviously like I played like all the others as well from like Diamond and Pearl, and then all of that stuff as well. And then I also played Black and White, the first one. Then I skipped like Black and White 2, and then I tried to play X and Y, couldn't get into it. And then I stopped again and hadn't played a single Pokemon since then. I played
What was your thought on the animation look when I showed you of Ash?
Oh god, like why? Like just why?
It was
Like
cool that they brought back his old kind of like OG look to the third to last, but the last two was just horrific.
oh
yeah.
god, when I saw that shit, I'm like, they kill Ash. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
shit.
like don't get me wrong, he still looks like Ash in the face, kind of, but it's like, yeah, it's
He
just
gives
you
me
don't.
One Piece vibes. I hate to say it, but he gives me like a One Piece.
No, no, no. No. In fact, what you just said is more like, oh, that's just the One Piece effect because anything in China and
Don't.
fucking
I
One
mean,
Piece.
you know what's really funny though is that Ash has been around as long as the fucking search for the One Piece.
In a lot of ways, yeah, it does.
What if the true thing is that I don't know the writer's name for One Piece. I never really cared too much to know his name, but what if the One Piece is Ash?
Oh my god. He reincarnated.
Oh, that'd be kind of funny.
It's just a giant crossover between Pokemon and One
Bro,
Piece.
just think about it. The show's been around since me and Blake's been around, bro. It's been around for 25 years.
Bro, 26. I'm
Wait,
26. Like this month
oh
coming,
yeah,
man.
yeah. You're turning 26. I'm won't be 26 till December, but like it's just crazy to think.
It is,
I'm
man.
gonna be like in my 30. I'm gonna be 31 fucking months in advance.
Edgar's a boomer. Hashtag boomer in the chat.
Oh god.
I-
But no, like I will say, like I played Legend of Arceus, which wasn't that bad because they tried to do something different. But once like you get like midway through the story, it just kind of gets bland. And then like I bought Pokemon Violet because I was like, oh yo, it actually looks cool. And then guys, I can't get past like 2 hours of that game. Like, that game is so boring.
The new Pokemon looks good. I'm gonna try to take an
No,
interest into it later on.
don't get me wrong, like they look cool, but it's like they just.
You're just not really interested in it. Oh,
So
that's fine.
the dumb thing is that the legendary that you meet, you get them basically at the start of the game within like the first 4 hours, but you can't use them in battle. You can use them as a vehicle, but then it turns out that that's not even the legendary. It's just a knockoff version of what it is.
That's wild.
So I'm like, so if you buy the other one, Scarlet, you get a red version of this Pokemon that looks somewhat different. And it can apparently fly, but whereas the purple one for Violet is also just a motorcycled Pokemon.
It's
Alright.
interesting. What's weird about the new season 2, like, the one thing the only one thing I can critique on it, because I haven't really watched it yet, but I'm already kind of like, okay, so we're gonna have him again. I wish they would stop making the main character slash side character another Pikachu in a way, because I hate that we got another Pikachu, but now he has a hat.
Well, honestly, that's
so
your mascot.
they just keep on using lightning types?
You go on, Edgar.
Oh, I go. Oh, I was just say that's your mascot. You don't like you could get rid of Ash, but you keep Pikachu. That's just how it is.
Bring back Bulbasaur. That's all I'm saying.
Bring back fucking not only Bulbasaur or none. Is it Blastoids?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he has the big cannons.
Yes.
But also.
Also, on the subject of talking about shows, do you want to know something wild that I heard about, right?
Go for
And
it.
this is just like something that I don't want to talk about for long because I know you guys want to keep on going on about Pokemon, but so you guys are aware of your like US show that you guys have out there that Jennifer Aniston was in and a whole bunch of them were in. The woman who plays, I think, Rachel.
Oh
whatever
yeah,
her name
Jennifer
is, on
Aniston.
Scream.
Yeah.
No.
Oh wait, in what?
Sorry. In Scream, she plays her, but like she's
I can't think of
villain.
her name, but yeah.
Yeah, so apparently people have went back and watched Friends. And I watched it because my older sister likes it. I did not find it funny at all.
Courtney Cox is the name.
Okay, sweet. There you go. Yeah, she's in it as well. But apparently, like, people who were fans of it, like, 10 years ago went back and watched it, and now they're offended by it. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, like, you can be offended of things and stuff. Like, you're all, like, entitled to, like, your own
But people
opinion.
don't get that, like, it was a different time. It was early 90s.
Yeah, I know, but like the people complaining about it, right? I'm probably gonna get cancelled for this.
Oh,
right?
go for it,
I'm
man.
just gonna say is that like I don't get where everyone's like, oh yeah, I can laugh about this now, and then like I know someone's gonna be like, well, it's because we evolve when we get older. Yeah, I get that, but it's like, in a sense, like if you're calling for like things to get cancelled in the past when it was like a different time and things
It's
were
like piss on
okay
you,
back
bro.
then, I wouldn't say that. It's just like, well, in a sense, like you got to hold yourself accountable because you laughed at these things. Like I know you're like, oh well, it was my yeah, I know, but like you still laughed at it, and then you're making the argument that oh, this offends you now and it should be cancelled now. But the thing is that you were laughing at it then when your understanding wasn't as it is now. And so that was a different time because your understanding of things weren't as they are now. So again, your understanding was in a different time and the show came from a different time. So you're asking for something to be cancelled. So should you in turn then be cancelled for laughing at it because it was a different time and different understanding?
Honestly.
That's just my opinion
And
anyway.
it could be this like the sense of that subject could be kind of the same with like for example today's movies. Now you got your like hits here and there, not as much as like the early 2010s and before. But I also think it's just the dang culture gets so butthurt over anything. Everybody gets offended over everything. It's like you're
Everyone has thin skin. I mean, I agree with the standpoint of we should have a diverse films. Um, like I'm more of an animation person myself.
yeah.
I really want to see more animation in theaters. We're slowly getting there, but I mean, the problem with it is you have people that just won't take animation seriously, but they'll praise Lion King, they'll praise Toy Story, and all those fucking good animation movies, but yet they won't take their ass seriously if we ever get a new potential movie, unless you're one out of a billion that has that shit. And it's just fucking bullshit. Or they'll be so confused. Like, would you see? Oh, I'll say this. And I'm asking the comment box. Do you think The Matrix would be successful if it was released today? I
Mm.
can give you the short. I can give you straight out the answer, but I want that comment box to answer
I
that
don't think
question.
it would.
No. Guess what? You know
Well,
that new Matrix movie?
oh no, that bombed.
That movie that movie was everything that the first Matrix but done in today's society, where society is a fucking joke. Everyone's literally looking at their fucking phones. Everyone's
Yep,
doing their own
but do you
shit.
know
They're
why
so
people don't like that? Do you want to know why people don't like that? Because
well,
people feel like they got attacked for it. That's why they don't like it, and that's why they don't accept it.
oh, because they got
So,
attacked.
so, so let me talk to you about this, right? So like there's a guy who's famous on TikTok for well, I won't say famous, but he's well known because he tries to like he's actually like a therapist, and you can check him out. He does some cool stuff and he makes some good arguments. And he goes by the gaming therapist. And he talks about like a lot of stigmas in like relationships when people are dating and their boyfriend or their girlfriend's a gamer and they complain about like you spending like more than 8 to 16 hours on the game. Now guys, be honest, right? We're all gamers here. How often would you say you game? Like how many hours on average would you say that you game?
Probably about 4 to 8
all the
hours,
time,
depending on the day.
All right.
all the time,
Edgar? Right, a
all
long
the
time,
time.
right? Right. So a lot of the problems with people wanting relationships is that they're like, "Oh, I'm mad at him because he spends more than 8 hours on a game." I'm like, "Yeah, because to a guy, like, 8 hours on a game is not a long time because there's a lot of stuff you can do. There's a lot of things that you can
And
achieve,
there's 7
and
days in a dang week. Like, come on now.
yeah, but also then like he brought up a good point is that he was like, "Do you know the reason why guys spend a lot of time on games? Is because the game isn't constantly yelling at him. The game isn't making him feel bad if he forgot something. The game isn't like making him stressed out. The game doesn't do this." But he's like, "But you don't like reward him or tell her like she or he did a good job for doing this today. He or she did this right today." And then their argument is that, well, I shouldn't have to tell you that. But it's like, yeah, no, you shouldn't have to. But the thing is, it's nice. It would be like me saying to Brandon, Oh man, really good job on the new thumbnail edit.
Thank
Like,
you.
you know, like it's just nice to hear things. No, you're welcome, bro. But then like he also like brought up the point of that like this, right? So how long are some Netflix series like episodes, right?
Episode's about 44 minutes.
To an hour, right?
Yeah.
Right? So imagine getting a whole new season and you sit there and normal Netflix original shows are what, like 10 episodes each?
Sounds about right.
9 or yeah. So imagine then sitting there, the whole new season comes out today, and then that person then binge watches it and they're like, "Oh no, but gaming is worse because that's an addiction." So in turn, is it fair to say that you sitting there watching an entire Netflix original show in one sitting is an addiction? Now that's the question I just want to ask both of you.
And
Is that a fair
is
point?
anything?
I mean,
All,
anything could
all,
be an addiction if that statement.
well, my only answer is to that person, like, is anything addiction? Because honestly, I mean, you'll have people collecting. My father was in
Well,
a lot
wait.
of ways
Also, let, let
a.
me let me put this into account, right? He also says, people complain about a guy or a girl's gaming time, but what they don't realize is that that tallies up like over all the time you've played it from like the years of playing it. But it's like, okay, then should I say that you're addicted to your phone? Because there's a thing on most phones
Oh
called
god.
screen time
Yep.
where you can check how long someone's been on an app. I have been on Discord today for 10 minutes on my phone. But if you look at a girl or a guy's freaking screen time
Woo!
or freaking
It's a it's a
Snapchat or
home
TikTok,
run. It's a
you can
home
get like
run.
16 hours.
My buddy
But
had
yeah,
over 24 hours in the past like 2 days at one point, and it was all from TikTok.
Right? So it's then like, so is gaming really an addiction? Or is all of the things that they're now making an argument an addiction to? Because you have to, I'm sorry, like you have to take accountability. You can't just be like, oh, the game's an addiction, it's corrupting your mind. No, it's not, because games actually teach you how to puzzle solve. They actually teach you how to
no,
solution solve.
and also another thing is gaming is also another way of escapism. I mean, like, how much more
That's
can you get?
exactly what he said. He said if you're stressed out, if you're having a bad day, if you're worried about something, you turn a game on because you then get lost in the world and get away from your worries. Like, it doesn't mean you get lost in that world to the point where you're delusional. He means it's an escapism, so you're not feeling stressed and angry. In fact, you're taking all that energy out and putting it into something creative, like an open world RPG where you can do lots of things, or you're finishing tasks and collecting weapons and like what Brandon does, I'm sure, does all the daily tasks on some Call of Duty things to get the newest skin or cosmetic or like newest gun, or like I'm pretty sure Brandon, you did the whole gun challenge thing where it's like you use like 100 different guns to unlock that one like diamond skin or whatever it is or
Well,
something
I haven't
similar.
grind to it, but you do get a specific camo when you grind and get all your guns gold, like all the ARs gold. You get like a platinum camo. Same thing if you do SMGs, you get gold for all, and then you get platinum. I've done that, but yeah, I get what you're meaning about like when you do the whole
Right.
challenge, you get dark matter.
Right, yeah. So it's like, it's you're actually projecting all your rage and anger into something creative. It's also like people who are angry. I know Brandon, when you've been angry, you go
It's
to
like a
the
free
gym and then
way
like
of
you
like
sweat yourself out.
expressing your feelings onto something. For people, it's a canvas. For me, it's gaming, like my outlet to things.
Yeah, and Edgar brought up a really good point. So yeah, like Edgar, as you were saying, go on. Like, so the thing that I just want to ask you guys is though, so is gaming actually an addiction in your opinion, or is it just normalized and people just want to demonize it?
I
That's
think,
the
I
question.
mean, it's always been a problem with
But
certain
no,
people.
no, no.
Always a
Here,
contradiction.
here's my 2 cents. I honestly feel like, the facts that people are saying gaming's the problem. I mean, have you ever looked at life in general? There's let's and for me, I don't think it's the issue. The problem is people. It's the person itself, if anything. I'll just use this for a reason. People. kill kids in high school because, you know, they something happened, they got pissed off.
Do you want me to tell you
Uh,
what another reason for that is, actually? Because I actually read something up on this, because an actual thing like that actually happened here not long ago, actually. Like, a kid bought a gun and killed 6 students.
oh fuck! Well, what happened? I like to hear this.
So basically, like, a kid here was able to get access to a gun because people from America or something like that, they said, were selling it online, and the kid was able to get a hold of, like, his parents' credit card, and then, like, he bought it. Then went to school and shot 6 students. But the reason that I heard in an article from America was is that a lot of people who kill, like, go and do, like, school shootings in America is because they're depressed in their own life and they want to kill themselves, but they know the easiest way to get taken out, because they haven't got the strength to take themselves out, is that they go and shoot up a school because they know that most likely the cops are going to shoot them.
Yeah, I could say that's pretty much accurate. Um, to that point, that whole thing is a very much like people use that for video game against video games, and I'm like, um, just being real. Yes, that is somewhat true and somewhat not true. It depends on the person. Um, people
I
are.
would I would definitely have to argue that it's not true. The reason why I gotta do that is because, okay, before TV, it was violent artwork. Then it was TV.
Oh,
Then it was
really?
all the TV shows are the problem, and it's TV that has
It's
Oh,
a
it's the
caused.
cycle of
music.
every
Yep. Then
generation.
it's
I
the
think it's
music.
generational thing.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
blame anything other than society and the government and the way how things are. It's like, I met someone the other day who said, like, he met someone, like, in another country, and the reason why they were angry and the reason why they did something pretty messed up is because they don't know how to live in the world that's now been created by the government, of, like, how things are so expensive, they can't afford anything, where their job used to be able to pay for everything, and now they're like, I the only purpose my paycheck has is paying to get to day, and that's it. They're just living paycheck to paycheck, essentially.
yeah, I could agree with you on that because me and my mom were doing, in a lot of ways, doing that now. Um, before we move, but I mean, like, yeah, like governments really charge your ass up to such a degree that I mean, like, fuck me, rather just not fucking, um, not be in this situation, and it really kind of corrupts that person, or corrupts you in a lot of ways because you have where people just outright don't want to say that no, you're wrong or you're right in many levels because society made you that feeling, and it really just it just kind of hurts because society makes it very much apparent that you know people are going to do things that they don't agree or they just in a lot of ways they got nothing to live for. I mean, you get what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfectly.
I get that. I just want Inferno to talk on the subject. But yeah, like, the
Ugh.
main thing that I just want to get, like, from you guys, do you think that gaming is actually the problem, or do you think, like,
I
everything is
just, I
is
just,
demonized?
I just think honestly, from my viewpoint, I believe by it because I've seen that change of that generation. It's like, as you said, like, first it was art versus TV. It was like, with that, it was TV, and then next thing you know, it was like, when gaming became a big thing. And then, the next cycle was Vine. Next thing, the cycle TikTok, this and that. I just don't think it's the gaming or things like that itself. I think one is the generation's the problem, and I just think it's the parenting and the different things of that nature is just causing the stupidity from people and everything. I would never blame something like that.
Also, the education. I'll use
Yeah.
me.
I just think
I'll,
education
I'll
isn't
just
the
use me.
same like it
I'll
used to
just
be.
no. Well, for me in my well, I wouldn't. I would say education's kind of dying hill.
Yeah.
A downhill. Better saying it.
I would
Um,
always say that education was the problem though, because right, like let's be real, right? Do you guys know those British comedy movies called Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz or anything like
Of
that?
yeah,
course, of
yeah,
course,
I heard.
classics.
Okay, so Simon Pegg, the main the skinny guy with the blonde hair in it, right? He is
Mm.
absolutely hilarious on his Instagram because like he's always swearing at the British government and everything, and like all the government is calling them all stupid and all that shit. And like he even said, like, what is the point of the education system? He went, you learn nothing other than maths that you learn from the age of like maybe 10 to 12. And then after that, that's the actual only real thing that you
And
apply to
and
real
it's like
life.
the only real education you get is from like let's say university, college, or community college. But it seems like when you want to get the real education, it's just going to cause you and go into serious debt. Now,
Yep.
luckily, I was able to get some teachers that taught us some real things and stuff, how to use actual like the actual math you need to know day to day for like interest on houses, cars, this and that.
N-
Like they taught us well there.
uh,
Yeah,
I
but
barely
they
got
don't
any
like
of.
they don't teach you like, oh, you need to balance a checkbook, oh, what this
Yeah.
tax is, why this tax is here. They don't teach you like,
But if you want to get the
oh,
real thing, you're just gonna go in debt. It's sad.
yeah. You're gonna go in debt because like university is like I think it's like 12 to 13 years, and if you can't pay it off, they just wipe it, but you still have to attempt to pay it off.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here's my response, and I've been trying so hard to get this, and um, my whole mom and I were begging, begging, begging schools where I'm at to have me learn how to read. Um, and when I first got into high school, the first 2 years, it finally fucking happened. And no, it really is sad when you have that going forward, where you have people like me don't even learn how to read a book enough to where it's like that in a lot of ways knowing what that is. And it really is sad because you're just thinking, in a lot of ways that won't happen anytime soon. You're going to be in a lot of times like you don't think it's going to be bad until it's too little too late. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. But
The
like
the
this is the
the
thing too, and like I can argue this, right? Because this is actually real life experience, right? Edgar, like no offense to you, like but like when I first met you, like your reading was like not
trash.
great. But like
It
now
was
it's like
yeah.
it's improved quite a bit from what it was. But I can
Because
honestly say to you all, right, and this is no joke. Do you wanna know how I learned to read? And I'm not even fucking kidding you.
yeah, you know,
Video games.
Video games or
uh,
another thing,
yeah,
animes when you got subtitles on. That's another
Yep.
thing a lot of few people
uh,
learn English. I mean not English, learn to read very well to get the comprehension. And for my cousin to like for example to do a different language when he watched a lot of Japanese and like anime shows and
Oh, I watched a sub.
yeah. So he kind of like listened to the like kind of translation and then read it, and that's how he learned to speak really well Japanese.
Well, that's cool though, but like, yeah, see, like, this is the thing, like, education systems are always like, oh, gaming's bad, oh, video games are violent, oh, anime and TV is bad and it corrupts me. Motherfucker, I learned how to read because of that. Like, the funniest thing is, right, is that, like, my older sister had a boyfriend, right, who couldn't read either. And he said that he couldn't read until, like, he was 15. And he said he didn't learn from school. School did not help much at all. And he learned how to read from playing games like Legend of Zelda and that stuff. And it's really funny because he got me into Legend of Zelda more than I was already into it, and because of like a lot of the older Kingdom Hearts games had like subtitled text that you would have to read. I learned how to read through that because like my mom and my dad and like my brother and older sister would have to like read things, and like even my younger sister would have to read things. So it's like I got used to seeing like the same words over and over again. It's like about 18, 20, yeah, like I was a lot better off because it's like
well,
yeah, like video games, and then the education systems are like, oh, video games are so bad for you. And it's really funny because of like a fucking doctor told my mom because of like I have also dyspraxia, which like affects your hand-to-eye coordination. Do you know what he suggested my mom do?
What?
He suggested that she go and buy me a Game Boy because it's close quarters and it would help with my hand-to-eye coordination.
I was gonna say, with the hand coordination too, that's gotta suck when you're trying to whack one off. I mean, like.
Inferno, I hope that you fall in a ditch, and I hope that a possum sleeps with you.
That
I'll just say this. Shit. Hold on, give me 1 minute.
That's a great speech.
that was a good speech, bro. The best I've heard all time. But after you all get done with your thing, I want you.
Fuck Shakespeare. That's what people should be learning.
I'll have you all tell some interesting stories or whatever after you all are done. But like, my gosh, man, people want to complain about anything anymore. That's the honest truth of anything.
I mean, for me, it's just the people are just so fucking batshit crazy now.
Oh yeah.
It's only gonna get, and it's only gonna get worse. I mean, like the pre-internet ways or the early years. I mean, like shit seems like a paradise compared towards this shit.
Do you know why it is though? And I'm not gonna lie. The reason why people are such dickheads on the internet, and I can honestly say this, and it's really funny because I know Brandon will remember this because he's an Xbox head.
People thought they could get away with it too.
yeah, oh, legit. But no, it's because that right. So like Xbox Live used to say on the Xbox 360, and I remember this, which was just because you're on the internet, don't be a jerk. Right? Like, do you remember it was something like that? Like, just because you're on the internet doesn't mean that you need to be, or doesn't mean that you can be a jerk, or doesn't mean that you should be a jerk, or something like around that. Do you remember that stuff?
Yeah, bro. They still have that today. They added that into COD.
Oh, do they? Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, but like the problem is that like everyone used to be like so wholesome and stuff like on the internet, like when it was first starting. Like, do you remember when like YouTube was just straight up for cat videos, and then like people used to be like,
Like, it
"Oh,
was
this is cute."
It was so peaceful, and then next thing you know, we're jumping to Xbox 360. Your mother effing this. Your mom sucks. Oh, it's like, bro, it's like, calm down, bro.
Bro, I
I
remember
mean,
my-
like,
Hey, bro, the worst would be, and no, you should joke about this to anybody out there. It's not right, but people will be like making slave jokes. So I'm like 13 years old. I'm like, what am I hearing? And I had to make sure my
Bro,
grandma
I
didn't hear it
think
at
the
first.
worst thing that I heard when I was like 13, right? And I remember this, right?
Yeah.
It was my first time ever playing Halo Reach.
Oh my God, Halo 3
First
for
time.
me.
Okay, and
man.
like, don't get me wrong, like I played Halo 3, but I played that with a friend who used to live around the corner, and we soloed the entire game within like a whole summer.
Oh, that's amazing.
But oh, dude, it was good. It was a good time. I wish I could find him again, but yeah, like the man, I think like the man's got a baby and all that shit, so responsibilities. But no, like I just remember like the first time I played any online game was Halo Reach, and that was my first online game that I had because Halo 3 my friend had. And then when I finally got an Xbox, because I had a PS2 for so long, he bought me Halo Reach so that he and I could play online. And he had a clan that was something like Kill X4D or something stupid.
Dude, the
But I
clans used
remember,
to get wild.
bro, they did. But like, I remember like the first game I got in, I wasn't doing too good because like I hadn't played it in like a year. So then like it took me about 15 minutes, got my bearings and stuff, sniped the same person twice. Like, you know the little rifle that has like the little scope on it that like you can fast shoot with?
Yes.
So like I fast shot him twice in the head, got headshots, he died instantly. And like he accused me of hacking and all this.
Oh, people
thing.
do that to
I'm like,
me this day in COD.
yeah, no, it's bad. But then like I just hear him, like he turns on the mic and he's like, I hope you can get killed, your mother should have swallowed you. you
I
piece
hear
of
that
shit."
all the
And I'm-
time, bro. To this day.
And like you have to remember when I had that, I was like 12 or 11 years old, and I was like, what?
Oh my
I was like,
God, bro. Let me tell you this. So my first online game was Halo 3, and the next was Call of Duty 4, aka Modern Warfare. So around 2011, 2012 era for me. So When I got on there, one of my first Xbox friends was named Lauren. Her Xbox name was Bag of Bones 1124. I remember it plain as day. She was my first Xbox friend, but I kept up with her for a few years. She was chill, but bro, when we did custom games, bro, that's where the toxicity got insane, bro. Oh my gosh. People would get pissed if you're freaking, cheating against the rules and stuff. Oh my gosh,
Oh my
bro.
god, no, bro. When you use the hammer in Halo Reach, bruh.
Bro, the hammer pissed people off. That thing was stupid, bro. I used to get so pissed and jump off the map.
Oh, you are a map
I'll
jumper.
just, I mean, granted, I'll just be real. I never had that at all.
Yeah,
I
but you,
never.
yeah, but you told me that you didn't really get PlayStation and stuff online until like you met like me and Gabriel.
No. I
Or like
played
you were
on
on
like
PC.
I'm. No, I had my PS3. I had my PC, and mainly all that shit online is just me playing War for Cybertron or just a Transformers
Yeah,
multiplayer.
but that's because it's not like, but bro, like you play Halo or fucking COD online, you will get
Prime.
shitted on. Like,
Prime era, bro. And like, dude, today,
oh,
to
oh,
people like, let me get this out really quick. People
go
today will
for it.
call me a hacker. This is
Uh,
probably the best I've been at COD so far. People call me a hacker. People tell me that like my mom should have swallowed me, or like, bro, I'll give your mom more dick than your dad ever did. I'm like, whoa, bro, it's great.
and I'll be like, no, I'll be like, the only time I butt hurt a fan is say someone said to me, "You suck," and I'm like, no, bitch. If I really wanted to kill you and fatality your ass, I would absolutely use Sub-Zero, and I wouldn't think twice
Oh
about
my
it.
god,
I
Mortal
let you
Kombat.
win.
Bro,
I let you win because I'm showing mercy.
bro,
And
you know what's
he
really
did not have a comeback line on that one.
probably because he thought, oh fuck this guy, he doesn't know mercy, he doesn't know. I won with skill because I'm a little butthurt Timmy. That's probably what he was thinking. Um, but no,
Probably. Wouldn't put
it's
it past me. I mean, seriously, wouldn't put it
but
past me.
but it's like I remember. Oh, yo, Brandon.
What?
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna have to give you all a picture for this because I described it to Brandon years ago, but I've forgotten the name of the map. But you know, MW2, the original, is my favorite card game.
Yep.
That game, if they ever actually remake that game and bring back the online for it, I will fucking cry. I will buy you both a copy of the game and be like, let's play this game. I genuinely will.
Uh,
Activision, if you ever hear this, make that
Yeah,
game's
stop being a cash
online.
cow pussy and make it.
Yes, because then we will
uh,
actually pay for it.
Oh no,
That
no,
is
no.
what.
Well, for me, the only thing I want is like
Okay,
for
Edgar,
them.
let me reiterate them to bring back High Moon Studio so he can get his fucking Transformers and fucking Deadpool games.
Autobots, roll out.
Autobots,
No.
suck my knob.
Just re-release the War of Cybertron games, and we're all good. I mean, like that's all I care for. Just give me the War of
I'm
Cybertron.
sorry, Edgar. I just got an email from Tetsuya Nomura. He said he's doing the War of Cybertron, but they're in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh fuck me.
I'm just kidding.
Go on
Um,
PMW2
but
thing.
like, uh, oh god damn it. All right, Brandon. What was the name of that map in Modern Warfare 2 where like it was like on a scaffolding, sort of like it was sort of like a
Skyscraper?
hotel sort of room you could run through, and then like yeah, you could like get on top of buildings and shit.
I know the one map that was called Skyscraper or Skyscraper
Okay,
something.
well, yeah, well, I was on that map and I was having the best game of my life. I was like in the room, I shot someone, like freaking changed guns real quick, turned around, noticed his little buddy in the corner, pulled out a shotgun, shot him square in the face, crouched down, stabbed someone with my knife behind them, and then we had like 10 seconds left. So I decided to be like a madman, and I was like, well, where the hell's sky, and I noticed on the map like there was a red dot, but it was above us. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. And I had just recently unlocked the tomahawk, so I jumped out the window and I just out of nowhere couldn't see the guy, just launched the tomahawk in the air and I got the last kill, and it was on the kill cam as well. And I just remember this microphone turning on, this guy being like, "Yeah, I hope you choke on a dick, and I hope your mother fucking dies, and I hope your dad gets fucking leukemia." And I was like, whoa.
Bro, and dude, the one thing too, freaking, I hate that like it didn't have it back then. But bro, can you imagine how many cool clips you could like clip back in those days?
Oh god, yo. See, that's why I want them to do that, because it's like if they remake it and bring it to PS4 and even the Xbox now and the PS5, you can so easily clip. Like if I just press the share button now, it loads up to like you can save a full clip, the last 15 seconds, the last 3
Yep.
minutes, or the full session. I'm like, yes. Like, but bro, I just remember this guy saying that, and I was like, bro, like this is my first Call of Duty online game about him, because like I had to study for like my GCSEs. And I was like, bro, I just like said they host. My dad gets like looking. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh god,
I'm
boy.
like, I would just be like, oh, poor baby, you need a diaper change? Oh, they're so good. Let me pat you up. Not bad.
That makes me think of the old like YouTube clips where people would put C4s on the planes on freaking Battlefield, and the guy would frantically kill his teammate. I will find you and burn your house down and kill you. It's like, bro.
Do you know what's really funny is that like if I was the savage that I was back then, to that response I would have been like, all right, so I'll see you at 8 and pick up some Domino's pizza.
Bro, I freaking, when people try to like say anything to me, I'm like, haha, free XP, you shitters, get off this game. I was like, y'all suck a bunch of dicks, bro, get off the game. And bro, my freaking buddies would be laughing their heads off.
Bro, no, it's just nuts though, isn't it? Like how like
Yeah, people will take it to heart.
Bro, I remember like
People are so
hearing
butthurt all that.
Oh, dude, I do. Like, you guys, like, know, like, Brandon, okay, because, like, I don't know. How much is, like, the newest Xbox controllers? Like, how much do they cost? Like,
It depends what you want. I mean, they're around $50.
Okay. Alright, well, like, the new PlayStation 5 controllers in the UK cost around, like, $64.99.
Okay, that's about the same here.
Do you remember how bad it was when people used to, like, in the PS3 and Xbox 360 era, used to smash controllers?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you a story. So my buddy,
Story time with Brandon for Call of Duty.
so one of our favorite games ever, and we can't wait if they ever bring it back, because Treyarch's one of the best people to make COD. I never had a problem with the cheaters, but anyway, my buddy Andy, bro, me and Andy used to be.
Oh god, Andy, I remember you telling so many stories
bro,
about him.
we would rage, and we play COD together now, and he rages, but not like what he used to be. Well, there is a time when I want to tell you this too. So there's two stories, but anyway, BO3, bro, BO3. Andy was like one of the greatest like kids I've ever seen play that game, and he would get pissed and bust that controller off of his desk. Okay, I came over to his house one day because we used to hang out a lot. I went over there, bro, and I'm in his room. The corner piece of like where you put your hand out to hold it, like the handle parts, a whole chunk of I think the right side was completely gone. You see the board, you see the little vibrator
You can
things.
see the chip, you can see like the little motherboard,
everything.
the controller.
And I was like, Andy, don't you need a new controller? He's like, nope, still works fine. And I'm like, what?
Fuck me.
I'm like, what, bro?
Do you guys want me to tell you something funny that happened to a friend of mine?
Oh my god, let me tell you this last thing, dude, and I'll let you.
So, I was like, you're gonna die if I tell you this, because it's like Andy's spirit if he was extra dumb.
Oh my god, bro, listen to this. So this was kind of recent time, this was last year. Well, freaking, we used to play Black Ops Cold War. You know, probably the best card they've had in the last 5 years. and we play that game all the time. We were nasty, bro. He got pissed, bro. I don't think I was there, but he's like, he was telling me he got really pissed off. He's like, I can't play for a while. And I was like, why, bro? He sends me a video of his whole freaking monitor broke, bro, because he punched at it, and it flickers with the background of like the Xbox home screen, and it flickers off and on of it.
Oh god.
Oh my
I mean,
god, bro! I have a
Okay,
video of it
well,
too.
that's brilliant. I wish I got a
Yes.
video of this, but please.
I'll be.
My friend was playing this game. Edgar, you're gonna want to stay here for this because this one's just as bad as his friend, if not worse. So basically, my friend was playing this game and he was grinding for about a month to get a certain level. Because once you get this level, you can get like a whole new like cosmetic and like freaking upgrade, and then like new weapons and new abilities to use for like your like preset and stuff. And he had to like do all these challenges before the like season ended, because like you know how games are doing like seasons and shit now.
Yeah.
So he finally got it, and he was in disbelief that he got it, and he was so happy. He stood up like he was freaking out, like you heard like the whole chair move. He was like, "Oh, oh yes, 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 yes," and like he did it, like span around and did did a dance. He said like he was dancing, like you could hear his feet like hitting the floor and everything, and like he forgets that his big ass TV is behind him because he like streams it and shit. And like he wasn't streaming. I wish he was streaming it because I'd clip it. But he forgot that his TV was behind him, and he's got like a nice TV for his bedroom. He's got like a 60-inch TV,
That sounds like my buddy.
and he just like forgets it. Right, picks up his gaming chair, spins around with it, and then lets go, and he threw it and smashed the TV.
That's horrible.
And the best part of it was he he's too scared to turn around. He's like, "Don't be what I think it is. Don't be what I think it." Oh, what have I done? My TV.
You just see the chair just stuck in the TV.
The wheel was still spinning.
Oh my god, bro. I would be done. I'd be so sad, bro.
Bro,
I think I would cry.
the thing that made this even better is Mom then just texts him after that happened. She went, "Sorry." I was like, "What? Why did you need to call me?" And he went, "Mom, I did a dumb thing. I broke the TV." And then you just see her reply with like the emoji, and she'd be like, "No, it's the third one this month." And I'm like, "The third one?"
What? Bro, I'd be calling him Mr. Moneybags.
Bro, the funny thing is, it's his mom who's Mrs. Moneybags.
Oh, bro, I'm about to make his father go bye-bye me and become Mr. Moneybags.
I mean, hey, she is divorced. So.
Hell yeah, I'm about to get some paychecks.
Well, I was like, bro, smashed 3 60-inch TVs.
My
I'm like,
god.
bro. And the fact that like his mom was so chill about it too, I was like, bro, how the do you not know that you've just smashed another one? And apparently the first one wasn't his fault. He went to sit down in his chair, forgot that his chair was in the recliner, and leaned all the way back by accident, and the TV just fell off the stand and hit the floor. So I can't blame him too much for the first one, but the last two, nah. But anyway, Brandon, what's your topic? What do you want us to talk about?
Hell, I mean, we covered the like three main things. If you all want to, chime in with something, I mean, I'm down to hear something.
Didn't you want us to do like actual story times and stuff?
I
'Cause,
mean,
like, we
hell,
didn't
I
do
shared a
act-
good story. You did too, freaking Edgar.
mean,
You got any decent stories you want to tell us?
Not really. I mean, really, like, I remember a time where,
watch out, everyone. Edgar remembers a time where he smashed a TV.
I remember a time where I literally was, in a lot of ways, just that one dude that, in a lot of ways, just doing his thing, doing his stick, and just working on
Edgar, that's not age appropriate. People can't hear about you doing your stick.
doing a time where I was absolutely like barely doing anything worthwhile. Um, besides pantering fucking uh YouTubers, but you know that's mainly it.
Pampering
I never
YouTubers.
I never had that teenager lifestyle that everyone like, oh, I remember when my lifestyle was so good. I partied, I fucked bitches, fucked this bitch.
Oh, I
She
did
was
that last
super over.
weekend.
That's
I mean,
before
like,
he pulled up the blouse and it turned out to be, you know, a little something else.
Shut up.
uh,
Brandon, man, it sounds like you're telling personal stories, man.
You know, I got a couple back in my day.
What, Brandon? You banged blouses?
Nah, bro. You're too young to know.
I'm older than you, you dimwit.
You-
well, both of you fucks.
Oh.
I mean, like,
calm down there, Gramps. Anyway,
Yeah,
Blake.
that's why we call you Grandpa Edgar.
Bro, my buddy Andy was so shocked that he to see Edgar's profile thing in our voice call because I snapped him saying we're doing a podcast. He loves Edgar, bro, because he did
Oh, he loves Edgar.
the video of the yes thing. And he's like, what in the hell did he do that for? I'm like, bro, I don't even know
Oh,
your
we
brain.
told him to. We told him to. Edgar, do you remember that day when I told you to go, Edgar, I need a video of you going, oh, yes. Oh, yes.
the whole yes, yes. Dude,
And I was like, Edgar, sniff a comic book because I know you would do that. The reason why this happened, right, Andy? This is an exclusive for you, okay? So Brandon can clip this portion just for you, Andy, right? So the reason why this happened, right? And Andy, if you want to go check out my channel for a story time with Edgar, this has a little bit to do with it, right? So I was in college, and a lot of my friends didn't believe me that Edgar fucking existed. Right? They didn't believe me that this man was a real person.
Or caused you to get in trouble either.
Oh,
bitch.
Edgar loves sex. Fuck you.
And the reason why I love that story is like all I see in my head is the whole factor of seeing the entire class just in a state of no. Tell me. He did not.
One girl
tell
ended
me.
up like taking a sip of her water and spat it all over the table because she laughed about it. So good job, Edgar. You became a comedian, but I got in trouble. I got suspended for 2 weeks. But again, I mean, I can't be.
That's harsh, bro. That's so harsh.
Right, the dumb thing was, I was like, how can you not tell the difference between a soft-toned British accent and a fucking Californian American accent? Oh, you fucking
When
bitch.
you
Hangs
told-
up the cool. Fucking bastard.
Bro, when I heard this story, bro, I died crying of laughter. And my grandma comes in, she's like, what are you laughing at? I was like, Blake got suspended.
No. I literally imagine. I literally recreate the entire moment in my head. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I remember I had to cool him up after college. Like, I texted him on Skype, the good old days, and I was like, Edgar, are you awake? And he was like, I am now. I took a nap. And I was like, oh, okay. You had a nice nap? Yeah, I had a really good one. You got me into trouble. What? How'd I do that?
What?
Wow, Edgar.
Quote unquote, Edgar, how did you say it again? What did you exactly say?
Oh, here we go.
Say it exactly how you said on Skype.
No. I said this like where Blake told me like about the whole situation on his teacher.
No. Before that, he wants to know what were the words you said that got me in trouble and got me suspended for 2 weeks.
Or yeah, fucking bitch.
Yeah, but the thing was, he didn't say it like that. He went, Blake, hello? You there? You there? Oh, connection.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking to my teacher's already in a bad mood, and then she already did something to piss me off, and so she knew that I was already in a bad mood with her, and then I was leaning down just sketching on this piece of paper, and because I had my headphones in, she thought that I then uttered under my breath Edgar when his voice then chimes in, because I didn't know that my fucking Skype call was still on, because I had my freaking headphones connected to my other phone that had all my music. She didn't. She thought that I uttered under my breath the quote that Edgar goes, "Ugh, you fucking bitch." And then he hangs up the phone, and I'm like, yep. But anyway, so Andy, right?
Skype was glitching.
Yeah. Skype was glitching. You should have thought about your words, young man. Sick son of a bitch, Edgar. But yeah. So Andy, for you, the reason why I had to have Edgar video them, and Brandon then just upload them because I sent them to him on Skype and was like, "Look, see, I told you I could get him to do it." But basically, what happened was no one believed me that Edgar was real, and this was before that college incident. So I went into college and showed people that yeah, Edgar's real.
Oh,
Edgar's
he
a real
is.
person, and he does these things. He's not just a character. He does these things. Edgar is a character, but he's not like a whack cartoon character. So that's why we had him do those. And yeah, that's why, Andy. So there you go. You got something good out of it. And then Edgar, or a month later, did the whole "oh you fucking bitch" landed me in 2 weeks suspension.
Well, I hope you learn a lesson. Don't call your teacher the FMB.
I didn't.
I'm
proud of you, Edgar.
Fuck you.
I mean, honestly, I'll just say this. I mean, I wish a lot of times I could say that to my fucking teachers, because a lot of them.
I'll tell you what, Edgar. Let's make a time machine, right? And I'll fucking say it. Put the shoe on the other foot.
Because in a lot of ways, I feel like, the biggest problem I see with some teachers is some teachers are just fucking stupid.
Oh, and they're ridiculous.
And granted, they shouldn't, but that's just how they are. But besides all that shithole, I'm actually kind of grateful that shit's long gone. But I mean, for Blake, I enjoyed his suffering. I mean, that was just too. That was
what, Edgar? You know what? Go sit on a 10-inch dildo.
I will, totally.
Oh, you will? What the fuck?
I mean, it's still right in my fucking dildo. And speaking about dildo, I fucking beat Saints Row the Third.
Oh, good job. Oh, good job.
I'm like, it was amazing. Michael Bay factor.
Do you want a cookie? Do you want a cookie?
I'll take the cookie, and then I'll shit it out, and I'll eat that too, and just because I am the mighty dildo.
Control him. It's your podcast. What the hell?
It's okay. He's like fine wine. He just gets better as it ages.
He does fucking not. He gets scarier as he ages.
And then on top of that stuff, let's get my sexy bitches. Then after that, I can make babies. And then after that,
I'm sorry, but I fear for the woman, and I fear for your offspring. You're just gonna see a 3-year-old. So, what did you learn from
Bro,
me, Dad?
Edgar's gonna be banging a chick with that dang Iron Man mask on. We're going warp speed now.
No. I know the exact same quote he's gonna say to her as soon as he goes inside her. I'm Iron Man.
No.
I'm Iron Man.
Oh yeah. The Iron Dildo King has come home.
Bro,
oh, that's disgusting.
Okay, I got one better, bro. When he's about to, pop it, he's gonna do the snap of his fingers.
No. He's gonna do the whole. Oh!
No. That'll come later. That'll come
That'll
later.
come later.
Like,
He's got reserves.
There's some shit. I tend to find that right person, and you know, when I move out of here, because the shit balls in here and
The
places.
shit balls in here. Didn't know that was a word.
Edgar
You're very
makes, bro. I
sophisticated.
feel like Edgar would fit in the American Pie movie.
He is the American Pie movie.
I found that on VHS the other day, bro. I got hype.
Bro.
A lot of times I feel like I should be in fucking movies or TV shows, because you know, honestly, that shit's just.
Edgar's that
can
one
make
uncle.
some good fucking.
Can make some good fucking before his career begins.
And a lot of times I make some good jokes on how I can make it a lot of ways how today's society is the most fucking pussy ass little bitch. And they're so afraid of, oh, I don't like it because she's a woman. Yet
a woman.
Yet you'll literally simp on a fucking teenager girl on anime and that call her your favorite girl. And I'm like, how irony is that? I don't know which is more. I don't know if you even disturbing or just stupid. Because honestly,
probably a bit of both. You can't have one without the other.
Because honestly, it's just like this is the one thing I would do everything I can to prevent my kids to not even go. Is a lot of times either not have them watch anime shows that show sexual characters.
Every anime, almost everywhere.
Not every anime. Like I would say.
That's why I said almost. You button munch.
The big three. Then meaning 90s down to early 2000s. That's where you stop.
Edgar only wants his kids to watch one anime, and he wants them to watch JoJo's just so they can make a Dio reference.
Oh no, dude, that would be one. I would be like, okay, that'll be an exception. I'm like, you're watching this. All right. I'll say Dio. Fucking hell.
Do you know still the funniest Dio edit I've seen on the edit? Fuck off, no I don't, you butt munch.
Anyway.
I mean, I don't. It's not my forte, but if people like it, whatever, they like it. I'm not gonna judge. It's whatever. It's just not my forte. But no, like Edgar's just like the funniest edit I've seen of freaking Dio on the internet is freaking. I know you can talk, and then like a stitch, and he turns around. Okay. We're in. Gets smacked with the leaf.
And then he's like, Dio! And fucking all that shitholeness. Because honestly, like, I love Dio, and he's so good. He's so good.
How good is he?
I need more and more Dio. Oh, Dio, the better. Everyone's like saying, oh, he's just not that interesting. He's not that cool. Fuck you. He's more Dio. I need more Dio. And he's like, oh, you just don't like new villains because they're nowhere near Dio.
That's not true. Edgar liked Yoshikage Kira, the serial killer in Part 4.
I know, but everyone I talked to, like when I talked about JoJo's, I mean, really, I feel like I'm also a lone wolf on talking about JoJo Bizarre Adventures, because a lot of times, I mean, people either just look at that show as like, oh, I can't get into it because the sexual poses.
Oh, the poses.
Yeah. Or it's just too gay in a lot of ways.
What was with your voice going?
You made me think of like a whole like drag queen for a sec. That's what kind of vibe I got out of it.
I hear guinea pig in the background. 10 points for the podcast.
No. Well, if you ever watch Robot Chicken, you ever see that shit, there are certain parts in Robot Chicken's episodes where they
Inferno,
literally.
I swear to God, if this is another spider.
No, you're good.
Oh, you're a dick.
Oh, bro, there was a giant brown
those.
recluse spider in our room. I had to stomp on it.
No, dude, you're fucking lucky we don't have like. Actually, no. Well, I don't know if they exist or not, but the Mafuju, they live in Africa and they're about the size of a dog.
No,
And
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Or
I'm
flying
good.
spiders. Don't forget those.
I don't know if those things exist, but yet again, I
They
saw
do.
a video. I saw a video where he looked I saw a video where it looked like a cockroach. Man, oh man, it was like a size of a fucking TV, and I'm like, shit, get that
Edgar,
fucking thing out of here.
Edgar, shut up.
I'm
Bro,
like,
I don't want to hear
there's some spiders over here that look like they're from the Amazon forest, like the black and yellow, and these things are huge, bro. They're
That's
like
when you
this.
just gotta stomp
They're
on
like the
its head.
size of, dude. I kid you not. It was about the size of a green anole lizard.
That's the only reason where I
Oh,
say
bro, I got a
Godzilla.
broom. I slung that thing against the brick wall, and I was like, die!
that's your TV. No, not TV. Your
Bro,
mic.
Speaking of spiders, do you want me to tell you the most messed up thing I did to one of my girlfriends?
Go for it, bro.
Off. Okay, to her, I'm sorry, but
But in
she
reality,
knows.
he's not.
Don't call me out on my shit. But basically, you guys know that spiders here aren't like too big, but like I hate spiders, like any size. I ain't dealing with them.
I would have never
Baby
thought
ones,
that.
I'll flick them out the way if I have like.
He can't even stand a picture of boys and girls. He hates them.
I'm kind of like, it's all right, little fella. All right, if it's like a big like tarantula.
Oh my hell, nah! You're getting out of here, buddy.
I'm like, okay, buddy. I know what you're here for. It's okay.
It's like, buddy, you're getting a fist of
out.
justice. You're dead.
And I would take him out of here, but I would try to put him in a box. Like, all right, you're getting the fuck out.
But go on with it, Blake. Blake?
Godzilla must have stomped on his ass. Speaking of Godzilla and Kong, New Empire.
Oh yeah, my buddy's freaking excited for it.
I'm looking forward to that shit. That shit's gonna be dope as fuck.
Yo, Blake, check your messenger if you can hear me.
That movie is gonna be movie of the year for me. I'm gonna be like, I'm rolling my nipples. And I'm like, yes.
Hopefully,
Grumpy.
Hopefully it turns out good.
I think it will. I'm like, it's getting developed by the same people who did Godzilla versus Kong. Be happy with that. The more action, the better. Because I really just want more action, more suspensefulness.
And it works for those kind of movies too. It just makes it, just so good.
I mean, people say all those movies are bad. They don't have human characters. If you ever knew the genre they are in, you wouldn't be saying that. You would be more like, give me more of that shit. I need more destruction, devastation. More people died. I mean, shit, for crying out loud. You could that final fucking battle between Godzilla and Kong, and looks like Godzilla definitely stepped on him.
The more casualties, the better.
I mean, like, the more casualties of Godzilla and Kong and the newer monsters is the fucking fantastic. It's also sad because I'm like, there's the saying like, oh, if these monsters were real, what would you do? And I'm like, honestly, get your popcorn ready and literally enjoy greatness.
Hell, YouTube content right here, boys and girls.
Dude, I'm like, I'll say, hey guys, yeah, YouTube content. We're here to. I could clearly fucking see those geeks really saying, hey guys, it's me on such and such. We're here to do this podcast, and we're here to make this amazing video on YouTube, seeing Godzilla fighting the newest kaiju. Look at him. He's such an amazing. Oh my god, can you imagine the IMAX
4K quality, bro.
yeah, dude. Oh shit! It makes you like, oh fuck, this
Bro,
is great.
you see Godzilla walk, bro, and then he kicks one of the like humans, bro. The guy's going 100 miles an hour, caught him 4K.
No. The monster just goes in a like he literally uses his abilities and everything just goes wild and everything. Like, oh my god, you can clearly see the monster's kicking some ass with fucking Godzilla, and oh my god, oh shit, everybody's like, oh shit, because look at the Twisters, look at all those fucking other movies. I mean, like,
God, Twister was so good.
The tornado chasers and you know all those people, like, people are saying like those people are crazy, but I'm like, no, the people do this shit because they love fucking
It's amazing, bro.
And they call them a boomer, but I mean, like, that's what they do, and you know I can imagine that shit going fucking
Maybe that's why I
wild.
like Titanic so much towards the ends, because as the thing's sinking, I'm seeing people fall off, getting hit by the freaking blades from the turbines and everything. I'm
That's totally the case. I mean, like, I mean, like, dude, I literally looked at it in a situation where I'm like, yep, pretty much. I mean, people just absolutely see all this shit, and you know, for me, I'm just looking out in a state of like, yeah, I'm actually kind of grateful we get all this shit. I mean, like, you know, there's a saying, like, I mean, I'm kind of grateful that I grew up with a generation that, you know, I'm proud to be a fan of, because I love Godzilla. And granted, I was a little bit nervous on them continuing and just absolutely making a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong, which I so desperately wanted a remake on. I so wanted that. Because I've been a fan of those two monsters, and you know the original it hasn't aged well at all. Even the old Godzilla movies, because you know, for me, I grew up with a lot of the Godzilla films where Godzilla literally did the peace sign and literally skated on his fucking back, and all you see is tails literally just barely touching the floor. And it's like, it's just ridiculous, but it's the most hilarious shit. And, you know, for me, I absolutely adore the fuck out of it. And, you know, I really just love the factor of everything. It's just all of it. I really do. And I really love the fact that, you know, people like me are literally excited for the new one. And granted, there are people that absolutely are a little bit saying it's going a little bit of Attack on Titan, which I kind of see. You know, in a lot of ways, I kind of see why.
Yeah.
Um,
But my buddy's like excited
with,
as well because he's around your age. He just turned 34 a few days ago. And he grew up like loving like Ninja Turtles, you know, Godzilla and stuff, and he loves King Kong, so like anything he hears about like King Kong or Godzilla, he's like, hell yeah. So he's excited for the new one.
I'm happy that Kong and Godzilla are best buddies because I actually kind of feel like they would make a good tag team. um, that's just me, and you know, I'm
I could see
really
it.
looking forward. I really love to see like everything in between on that stuff because that would actually be more interesting how they would go forward on that stuff because it's going to be really interesting how this new evil monkey that in a lot of ways clearly see what they're doing, and it's going to be very interesting how that's gonna inevitable going forward. My only hope is they don't fuck it up because for me, I would be very pissed off on everything on all that shit. Oh fuck! God damn it. I'm playing Final Fantasy 6 or 5. Yeah, I think it's 6. I'm literally trying to kill this fucking first boss battle, and it's fucking pain in the ass. Um, Besides all that stuff, I really enjoy a lot of things from the just everything else, and it really makes me looking forward to the whole new future for kaiju monsters. And I'm hoping that they do Pacific Rim and Godzilla. I mean, it's not too late,
Yeah,
but
Pacific
you
Rim. It's
never
been a
know.
minute since it came out. Been a while.
Oh, yeah.
But
They did that sequel that literally was a bust. But I mean, I liked it because of what it was. But I wasn't really like too crazy about it on the whole thing of like, well, we got our fucking sequel, but it's not what we wanted in a lot of ways. And sometimes like people say, "Oh, we want a sequel." Yeah, you're saying that, but you don't know the sequel might be good or not. And two, if people are not going to be in there doing it, that's the one thing I'm a little bit concerned about. Alita Battle Angel. People want her sequel, and I would rather not. I would rather have an anime than more than anything else. Um, but I mean, there are people that will have their disagreements.
if
I mean, like,
anything, yeah.
I understand how people are, but I mean, for me, that's what I really want. But besides all that stuff, I'm I'm excited for a lot of things
Let
on the
me
next couple of years.
let me ask you one thing real quick, and then I'll end the podcast here. I forget what this new movie is. It's got the Flash, Superman or Woman. I can't tell what he is. It's
It's a, you mean the Flashpoint film?
yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean,
What's your thoughts on it? Are
honest,
you like looking forward to
uh,
it?
honestly, I'm more curiosity if anything, because I'm actually really the reason why I'm
I'm intrigued
curiosity.
about it. Like I'm like, oh, I hope. I'm like iffy on it.
Uh, no, but for me, I'm more curiosity because um, I really feel like if anything, um, I really just don't care too much. It's the end of the Snyderverse, and they're not going to do a sequel. Ezra Miller's not going to be their Flash anymore. They're going to reboot the whole. They're going to end it on a whimper. That's sad. Um, from 2013 all the way down to here, it's almost a failure, start to finish.
A decade
And
long failure. Huh? Yeah.
and I'm just saying, like they had like great solo movies.
Well,
Disappointing
together
crossover.
it just doesn't fit in my opinion.
I mean, like for me, and that's why I always say, like, I mean, why don't you prove those people right when you have where people said, DC they're only known for um, just self-contained movies and trilogies, and for me that really upsets me more. And what I hate also even more is the narrative and the nerve that people have and saying Marvel should only do movies instead of TV shows. And I'm just like, so you would rather not do characters that are actually interesting that fit the TV aspect and go forward. And plus, not everything what you grew up with was fucking worth a crap. I mean,
Yeah.
I could flat out say that. I mean,
And there's some
with a
good
couple.
Marvel like TV shows too. Like I wouldn't
I
bash
mean,
on them.
well, I mean, ever since Marvel Studios took over, I mean, like, they're like, oh, I don't like it. I'm like, well, why don't you? Because it literally feels like more continuity. Yeah, I mean, like that's how I truly feel. And the biggest problem with a lot of the TV shows is they never feel connected. You don't really believe and take away all the Easter eggs, take all the mentions, you wouldn't really believe they would fit in.
Yeah.
I mean, like, unless you know, and the whole context of the whole thing is like, if it's developed by them, it's canon by default. But if it's not, if you just have like, oh, it's just a different company, I'm like, forget about it. And granted, I mean, I would really kind of makes me fear is they're gonna move away from that because they got bad feedback, and I really hope that doesn't happen. But only time will tell. But anyway, before I wrap it up, I mean, there's just one thing I wanted to say. I mean,
Yeah, go for it, man.
I mean, like for me, I'll tell you all this. I mean, just enjoy life. I mean, like it really is sad because on how people are today.
Definitely.
Really, because I mean, as much as I literally can criticize and just fight for things that I really enjoy, it really kind of makes you just tired. In a lot of ways, exhausted of how much more do I have to keep on doing this shit?
It's always like a mental battle each day.
Yeah, exactly, and that's something I don't really like a lot.
I
I
mean,
really feel
I've had
like,
my fair share of it. You've had your fair share of it. It sucks.
and that's the worst part when you're calling out the truth, and that's something where let's say you're arguing against the Spider-Man fans or the Star Wars fans or whatever. They don't want to look at the history and they don't want to look at anything, and it's just like it's almost to a point where I mean people disliked the Marvels because Brie Larson. I'm like, what? Let me get this straight. You got butthurt because she called out the flaws and the biggest problem of
And
moviegoers
it's
and
like
everything.
how are you going to improve and grow if you can't take criticism, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like people are becoming more and more thin-skinned, and I blame mostly
Yeah.
of the group called the Phantom Menace in a lot of ways who make this bullshit claims. I mean, like I haven't seen the Mario movie. I can clearly see that movie is far better than any of the video games has ever done because how many times, it's me, Mario, have to go save the fucking princess. Have to go literally run down there, fight them. I forget his fucking name.
Bowser.
Bowser, or whatever, to go save Mr. Princess because she's too much of a fucking dumb fuck. Literally not to not literally see. Oh, you don't understand. You don't understand. And I'm like, what do I don't understand? Fuck. When I literally call out the shit, I mean, like, are you having a problem that the fact that you know we live in that whole mindset of the whole situation of the factor of in a lot of ways entertainment has lived on a white man supremacy crap for decades.
Yeah.
The only and you'll get an exception of you'll have your female protagonist, but she's in a horror movie. She won't be in anything else.
Yeah. I
Or,
got you what you mean.
or you get a black actor, but he's in a comedy movie, or he's in a cop show. I mean, like, or cop movie. I mean, it's like, come on, I want to have more than just that. I mean,
Like
I want more.
expand, you know?
I mean, and this is why like people get all butthurt. And me and Blake always talked about it. And he understands it, he gets it. But I mean, like, I just feel like for me, it pisses me the fuck off on everything where I want them to innovate and evolve and just go forward and Marvel. And yes, I'll say it, once the superhero genre kind of hits its down point, I mean that's kind of really it. I mean, to tell you the truth, because honestly, I mean let's kind of look at it all for just for what it is. I mean, like once the superhero genre is done, it's over. I mean, like the Hollywood is really kind of Hollywood has a tendency of just once they pop out a genre, they don't know where to go after
Or
that.
yeah, and sometimes when they do,
Uh,
they don't know how to stop.
no, I wouldn't say stop. I would say just evolve and just make it better, make it more relevancy, take it from the times and go forward. I will say this right now. I have like a Ninja Turtles idea. Um, the Ninja Turtles ideas. I really think instead of making April O'Neil black, I would make her more Asian. And have her where she was born in Asian culture and she was ultimately um, is a martial arts. Therefore, you get more of a interesting story to where the turtles could look at her as like, oh, a sister slash girlfriend of their group and more. Granted, they do it anyway, but it would be more fitting for that because I want to see a different take on April O'Neil, and
That would
I
be
feel like
cool.
that.
That would be
Uh,
that would work. I think that could work.
but 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 yet again, if you had that, oh, people say, oh, they're just doing agendas, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're replacing my original, and and it's like, but you don't understand. This is not for you. I mean, like, granted, like for me, for example, I'm a Transformers fan. I know why they're doing shitty ass cartoons. They're doing it for the new kids in the block. But instead of just like my whole like thing and my argument, this is the one thing about difference between me and most fans is you could have a kid show, make it more appealing, make it more interesting, have a cool storyline. New kids or old fans could really much watch it together. I mean, I grew up with a time period where me and my dad were watching Transformers, and he knew what they were, and in a lot of ways, and he saw that crap, and that's where me and him relate to that in a lot of ways relate to that show when they did the shows that I really grew up with. But I mean, but besides all that stuff, I mean, the problem is I feel like people just are so thin-skinned and so horrible these days now. They don't want to look at the situation on want the genre to evolve. You want things to change. And the answer is always no. And I'm like, for me, I'm going to be real, and I'm going to say this right now. When it comes to movies that I really like, I mean, when it comes to Marvel, like, I like mostly the films that really, always fit the things I really want. And from the books, and just, yeah, they sometimes suck on the villains, but that's a genre on itself, because some villains are not that great at all. But I mean, people, and this is another thing too. I'm just gonna be real. No one wants to give Tom Holland the credit. No one wants to give that credit for Tom Holland having the best trilogy out of the entire perspectives of Peter. Yeah, his Peter take is not that great, but his trilogy is the best.
He's a good actor, in my opinion. Like I think he's really.
I hope they.
Hope he keeps at it.
And I hope so too. And I also hope so. I would say I would also say Brie Larson's a fantastic actress. Um, I love Brie Larson. I think I really want her to do an Alien film or be part of the Alien movies or TV show, which in a lot of ways that's supposedly coming out next year or this year. I don't know. Um, but I mean, like I've been really hoping and praying that we get to see something that are very much like people like me really are happy that people want an actor to succeed, but people have their agendas, and this is today's societies where they want a certain thing and they just don't want evolving, and that's the problem. I'm scared for the future for my grandkids or my son or daughter. The whole factor of people don't want to mature, and I wonder are they going to get affected by this in the one way or another? Which honestly, that's inevitable. But it's like it's sad because for me, I just think that most things about our societies really just sucks. Just everything. I mean, if you think about what with everything on everything on just the world and politics and movies and just YouTubers. Like YouTubers used to be fun. You used to be excited for YouTubers. Now you can clearly see they'll say, "Oh yeah, I had a fun time. I enjoyed it. I liked it," and then later on they shit all over it. It's like, wait a minute. I thought you liked it. Your reaction, you liked it. Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was really interesting. It's such they're so fake now. It's just so.
Yeah, a lot
I
today.
mean, granted, I'll just say this. I mean, granted, I don't want to be a banger on James Gunn, but I'm not really that excited. On Superman Legacy because I'm like getting a comedy actor for playing Superman and having villains that in a lot of ways I'm like, really? We're gonna have the boys in a Superman movie? No, I don't want that. Fuck that crap. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, anyway,
But I mean,
guys. No. You got anything else you want to say real quick?
no, I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, I'm done.
Okay, then. Well, anyway, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you for watching the video. I appreciate Edgar and Blake. Blake, unfortunately, had to go do some things for his dad, so he couldn't make it back. But I always appreciate Edgar when his full thoughts, because this guy is as honest as he can be about anything, and that's what makes him special.
I mean, honestly, I mean, like, you can come to my channel, the Elite Battle Angel,
And I'll have the link to his channel in the description.
and I mean, if you want to talk to me there, I'm always there. I always do live streams on situations. Just found out the Transformer movie that's coming out later this year is a pile of dog shit, and I'm like, tell me something I don't know. I mean, honestly, I mean, it's just it really and that just you kind of saw me in a lot of ways go harsh language, rated R, maybe offensive to some others, but be aware of that whole thing because that shit really.
It's got to be said. It's got to be said.
It's got to be fucking talked about. I mean, anyway, thank you all. Hope you have a nice dildo and have a fun weekend. Anyway, love.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.